Yeah, if I'm going to be stuck in the house for a couple weeks, we are going to Blockbuster and chill. Straight like that. So what's the dealio, YouTube? Welcome back to Switching Lanes, Detroit. Before we go any further, you know the routine. Like and subscribe at the bottom. Hit the bell to get the notifications whenever, so whenever we release a new video, you guys get it first, and we do appreciate it. Now, part 2 to uncovering and trying to start the Mercedes. As you guys remember, last time I had to drop the battery off at the auto parts, get it charged up. Well, I picked it up and attempted to start the Mercedes, and this is how that went. Spoiler alert. Alright, so we're back with part 2. So we picked up the battery from the parts store. Battery's fully charged, ready to go. No dead cells, so that's a good thing. I was right, So pretty much we're just gonna jump right in. Let's get the battery in. Let's try to get it started. Let's go from there. First, before we even connect the battery, let's check the fuses. And yeah, let's check the fuses. Let's go from there first. It's located right here underneath the hood. Just pop that off like so. And we'll pull that off. Now, that was another thing I was lucky to actually get, for this car to still have it. So let's check just to make sure. Now this has these weird looking fuses here. I actually replaced them all with new copper fuses because the other ones, they corrode and then they break. So I actually bought a new set of fuses from Mercedes Source. I forgot how much they were. They were fairly cheap though, and went through and replaced every single fuse. Just doing a double check, it doesn't hurt. So yeah, we should be good there with all of the fuses. Everything seems to be intact, but you just never know. So we put the get this back in. So what we will do is we'll get the battery connected. We'll turn the key forward and check to see if we hear the fuel pump kicking in, and then we'll go from there. So we have the battery connected. Let's double check and make sure we have power. Obviously, that's super important. So let's check that out. And we have dome lights. So that's a good sign. So with the fuel pump, I can't really describe the noise. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the camera back there. Actually, I'll have my wife come out and turn the key on while you and I are back on the ground, making sure the fuel pump kicks on. How about that? It's easier with 2 people. You locate where your fuel pump is. You have someone get in, turn the key on, but don't start it. And you should hear your fuel pump kick on and start, pushing fuel to the system. If you don't hear any type of noise, then obviously it's not working. So let's get us a shot. All right, so now this fuel pump is right under here, and let's check and see if we hear it. Okay, so as you guys seen, the fuel pump is coming on, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's good. And if it's weak, which there's a way to test the voltage and all of that good stuff, we could do all of that, but here's the moment of truth. Let's see if it turns over. pulling a lot from the battery already. It kind of sounds like it's dying already. Huh. So, all right, now that you guys are back, we seen how that went. Kind of how what in the world is this? Well, I don't know what type of bug that was, but yeah, that's gonna be a no for me, dog. But that thing was furry, man. I lost my train of thought. Furry bugs crawling around. Okay, so as you see, the car isn't starting. So what we have to do is now we have to walk the line, the process of elimination. Am I getting fuel? Am I getting spark? Well, that part I don't know yet. Now, the starting fluid is simply to spray inside the carburetor, or the not the carburetor, I'm sorry, the throttle body, fuel injection, throttle body. So the starting fluid is to spray inside the throttle body. Now, if the car attempts to start, well, then I know that it's not getting fuel. Then we'll have to figure out, is it fuel pump? Is it fuel filter? Is it injectors? Is it a fuel line? Process of elimination. Okay. I'm hoping, well, I don't know, because if it's not getting any spark, well, then there's also, you walk the ignition coils, the rotor behind the cap here, spark plugs, which I highly doubt. I believe those spark plugs are new, just like the wires are new, but still can't rule it out. Any relays or any sensors like that, we have to kind of walk through and just check the connection on them first. There's also a fuel pressure sensor behind this cover right there, and from what I read, it's a common problem with these W124s, so that could be, you know, the reason. So kind of start like that. But what we want to do is try to diagnose the problem before you start throwing money and parts at it. Obviously, that's the wrong thing to do. You never want to just assume and then buy and buy and buy and buy. We don't want to do that. So, like I said, back to walking the line and trying to figure out what it is. Like I said, I know the cap is new. I'm going to assume the rotor is new, but I won't know until I take the cap off and see behind there. Now, one of the biggest things could be this. This is a upper wiring harness. Now, with these W124s, they came with, out of the factory, thanks to Mercedes, they came with the biodegradable wiring harness. And what they would do is corrode and rot over time. As you can see, look at how thin that wire is. And I believe, like, if you can see right there, see that wire starting to break? Look at that. So it's just as simple as a broken wire somewhere. Now, I scavenged this from a car at the junkyard, and it's a newer one. How do I know? Because you check the date code on it. It's an aftermarket. This is not one of the biodegradable ones out the factory. And the date code says 18, what's that, 02? So I'm hoping that it'll work for this car, because I was going to sell it because they're going for a couple $100s online, and it took me about 15 minutes to get it off the car, but I need it, so we won't be selling that, but we got it, you know, fairly at a decent price. So yes, these cars have two wiring harness, an upper and a lower. So like I said, the upper is fairly easy to do, and it's pretty much just setting that on top of the engine, spreading it out, making sure that all of the plugs and everything line up, and just unplugging one by one and popping it on. So regardless if that's the problem or not, I'm still going to have to replace that. And then we kind of go from there. But obviously, let's just, with everything that's going on, we can't throw money at it right now. It just doesn't make doesn't make sense to spend money on projects right now. But what we can do is pretty much what we, do what we can do for free, and that's pretty much walk the line. So we're gonna get the starting fluid shot into the throttle body, and we'll see if it turns over from there. If not, then we go from there. Then we know it's getting fuel. So if it's getting fuel, then we move on to the spark, and then we go from there. But I hope that's all it is. So that's going to be it for this video. The next video is we're getting busy, simply because I don't want to make this video too long. So that's why I'm doing so many parts. I don't want to sit you guys down for 20 minutes every video. So I'm going to try to cut this one short, and we get busy. So please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more as we dig deeper into this car and trying to get this thing started. Yeah, she's being stubborn, but we'll get her. Ain't that right, Booger? Why you all red face? It's time to go in the house? Too cold for you?
Nah.
Can't hang with the big dogs?
No. My face is red because I have been running.
Why won't the Mercedes start? Is it your fault?
No!
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Why would I even dare to touch that thing?
I don't know. It won't start. Did you do it?
No!
Are you sure?
Yes.
Tell the people to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. And follow all of our family members on YouTube.
Hold on. How are you plugging your own channel?
Still, follow all our family members. Peace out.
Yeah, what she said. Let's get to work. We'll catch you guys on the next part. Peace.